Hi, Dan.
I'm not sure if you said something. Sorry, I was muted and away from my computer.
It's okay. I automatically muted everybody as they come in, so I don't know if there are going to be any late people, so I didn't want them to possibly interrupt when we come in. But I am recording this, so if anybody does miss anything and come in late, I can send it to them. I also have a few people that were not able to make it because of work, so I'm going to send the recording to them afterwards. And yeah, so that as well.
Nice.
Just wanted to get on early and make sure everything was tip-top shape. We'll wait a few minutes, because it is 7 o'clock right now, actually. So we'll wait a few minutes to have everybody join us. Throughout the webinar, if you guys have any questions, just throw it in the chat and then I'll look at questions at the end. If you don't know how to get to the chat, at the bottom, there's a list of a bunch of icons, and one of them says chat. So you'll just click that, and then a little chat box comes in, and then you can type in your questions right there, and I'll go look at them at the end and go over questions. Because hopefully I answer all the questions, but we will see. And I am doing this from Turks and Caicos. I've been testing the Wi-Fi all day, and it's been good. So hopefully, um, the Wi-Fi stays. So
Been crystal clear so far.
good. That is a good sign. We'll wait like one more minute and then we'll start. So I didn't have any of my flights affected coming here, which was great. I went from Miami to Fort Lauderdale, or sorry, yeah, Miami to Atlanta, Atlanta to Turks and Caicos. And in Atlanta, because I've been hearing a lot of flights were canceled and delayed in Atlanta, I took a picture of the screen, and either your flight was on time or it was canceled. And it was about like maybe 1 in 7, 1 in 10 were canceled. Now, does that mean they were rebooked on another flight really easily? Possibly. Um, but yeah, so that's just what I saw in Atlanta. And then at the conference, um, there were probably at least 3 people that I know that had their flights cancel, and then probably 5 more had them delayed, but were able to go. So hopefully flights will start getting less crazy now. But in my experience on the way here, it was fine. So thankful for that. Okay, so I'm gonna share my screen and you're gonna get to hear me talk all about this millennial trip. So here we go. Can everybody see my screen? I'm gonna need a yes or no though, because I cannot see you at the moment.
Yes.
Perfect, thank you. Okay, so hello, I am your travel agent. My name is Cassidy, and I have been a travel agent for 3 years full time. I joined January of 2020, but we don't count that year and a half. However, I was traveling and exploring and making relationships, so I was building up for my 3 years of full time. Mexico is one of my specialties. I have traveled to Mexico, oh gosh, well over 12 times. Love it. I've been West Coast, East Coast, in the middle. Absolutely love Mexico. Everybody knows when I first get there, I have to have guac and chips. It is just the best thing in the world. I had a chef teach me how to do it because I loved it so much. So I do have the secret sauce. I love bringing people together. I'm always hosting at my condo. I love including as many people as I can, which makes this trip right down my alley. I will also be the last on the dance floor. If anybody saw my Halloween videos, I tore up that dance floor. But I will also be up for sunrise yoga because I am a traveler, not a vacationer. I need to experience things. I can't sit still. Like I need to try it all, do it all. I also love to learn and explore. I'm always trying to learn all the facts and the history and what makes this do that. I love sports. I have a sports management degree. I am not someone that loves to just sit there and bake in the sun like a cookie on a cookie sheet. I can't do it. I'm a redhead. I burn, I crisp. It's not good. And I'll always have a margarita in my hand. And when in Mexico, I love tequila and I love margaritas. So, what to expect? This is kind of what the vibe of the trip will be. You're traveling with me. I'm a travel expert. I am very well prepared for this trip. So you are basically my travel princess. I will hold your hand. Everything is done for you. Yeah, so you will be my travel princess. It's at a luxury resort. So you're not getting like the kids running around. You're not getting, oh, I have a moldy like sink. No, this is a luxury resort. It is beautiful. It is modern. It is those wow factors, the food that makes you want to cry. Um, like I said, great food and drinks, spacious modern suites. You'll see pictures later. They're stunning, absolutely incredible. And you'll make friends with people that are like you. This is, I'm calling it more of a millennial mindset trip. Yes, we do want people to be more millennials with the age, but if you have that mindset and if you can hang with the millennials, come on with us. This is going to be a mix of chill and adventure, and you can kind of gauge how much of each you want to do. I'll explain that later in the itinerary. Anyone who says like phone eats first, yeah, we're the foodies, and we will be taking pictures of all of our food before we eat, and because it will be so good, I want to remember it later. And it's also just Instagram worthy places that we're going. We're staying at an Instagram worthy resort. We're doing the things that Instagram is going to love and eat up, and people are going to be like, I wish I was on that trip. The millennial. So these are kind of some tendencies that some people on the trip might do. So if you know anybody that is not in this webinar that do any of these things, send them the link, have them sign up, come on the trip. Phone eats first. They're a foodie. Spotify playlist for every mood and occasion. I have like 12. Prefer experiences over tangible things. They'd rather go and do something than like get a postcard or get a little trinket of it. They use memes for communication. Sometimes a meme is the only way that something can be said. They listen to podcasts. They say adulting or adulting was hard. Adulting was hard today. That's a very common one with millennials. We desire connection and social interactions. We were some of the last generation to grow up where you came home when the lights were on, the street lights. So we still love that one-on-one, that social connections with people. And we like to explore new places. I say we because I am a millennial. I'm one of the youngest millennials, but I am a millennial. We explore new places. We love adventuring and going places and seeing things that we've never seen before. Things like sunrise yoga. Why am I getting up early to see the sunrise and do yoga? Because why not? It's cool. It's exercise with a beautiful view. And then you go to places for the gram, and that's to post on Instagram, which is a highlight reel of your life. So why not? Where are we going? So if you can see in the right-hand corner where my mouse is, where Cancun is, and there's this big island right here, it's on the other side. So it's right here where Playa del Carmen is. So as you can see, Mexico is a massive country. We'll be right here. Playa del Carmen, Mexico. The resort is Secrets Moche Playa del Carmen. I love Secrets brands. They're one of my top selling brands, and they are just incredible. I'll talk more about it later. The dates are January 22 to 26th, 2026. However, you can come early, stay late, do both. We'll talk about that later. Um, it's about a 10-minute drive to Fifth Avenue, Playa del Carmen. Again, that is a highlight that we will talk later. That is absolutely one of my favorite places to go. It's about 15-minute drive from Cancun Airport, an hour and a half from Tulum Airport. Oh, Cassie, where do we fly into? Great question. Um, Tulum and Cancun, the airport flight prices are about the same. I've really not seen a difference in both of them. Now, the difference comes in your transfer prices. So, the further you have to go, the more expensive. So, because Cancun is closer, I am suggesting to fly into Cancun. Again, I'll talk about those details later, but I would fly into Cancun. I'm going to be flying into Cancun. It is on the Caribbean Sea, and this resort is an adults only all-inclusive. So you don't have to worry about opening up your wallet. You don't have to worry about kids. You can just carefree, relax. Everything's included. The itinerary. Now, this picture is from Fifth Avenue in Playa del Carmen. It is a street that is pedestrian only. It has so many authentic restaurants, bars, clubs, nightclubs, souvenir shops, ice cream places. There's like a mall. Like it has everything. And it's so cool. It's so fun. And they've got like little flags and lights everywhere. It's cute. And there's like these little churro stands. Oh my gosh, we have to try that. It's going on the itinerary. But anyway, so here's our itinerary. So the first day, because everybody might be coming in at different times, we're just gonna get settled. We're gonna start getting to know people at the all-white cocktail party, which means wear your white. I'm a redhead. I really don't wear white. So if you want to wear like this color linen, like the lighter linen, you can definitely do that. And then we'll have dinner at the Mexican restaurant, which is one of the best restaurants there. And did you know there's a speakeasy at this resort? Because there is. Yep, we're going to be going to the speakeasy, which is so fun. The next day, because we were at the speakeasy, we will just have fun at the resort. We'll enjoy the amenities that the resort has. You can make your spa appointments. You can treat yourself there. There's a ton of pools here, like a ton. So for you to experience all of them, you really need a day. There's also a beach for you beach lovers. It's not the best beach, but it is a beautiful beach still. And then that night we will do, for those of you comfortable, now I'm not saying that you have to leave the resort. If you don't want to leave the resort, you don't have to, but those that do want to, you will come with me to Fifth Avenue, Playa del Carmen. We'll have dinner at one of the restaurants. That will be an additional cost. Usually it's very inexpensive. It is Mexico. And then for those of you that want to go to the nightclub, we can go to the nightclub. Those of you that want to go back to the resort can go back to the resort. Again, everything that you're comfortable with. I am very comfortable with all of it, so I will be doing all of it. So there will always be someone with you if you want to do all of it. The next day will be a chill day. Again, if you want to do spa treatments or like play pickleball or tennis or any of the resort amenities, you can do that. We'll be going to the speakeasy that night as well. The resort has incredible shows, which I'll show a video on that later about some of what they look like. So if I say like speakeasy in here, we might be doing that like after the show, because the shows are really nice. I just don't have the show schedule yet. Um, and then the day four is an excursion day or a free day. So there will be options for excursions for you to do. If you've been to Mexico already and don't want to repeat one, we're gonna figure it out with the group, what the group wants to do. But then if you don't want to do that, you can also do that whatever you want on your own. There's shared and private tours. The private tours are more expensive. The more people that go on your tour, the least amount of money it will be. It's kind of like a tiered system. If you wanted to use one of the other chill days or fun in the sun days for more excursions, like if you just want to go and explore and just go on all these excursions, you are more than free to do that. So that is also to note. Also, on day four, we will have our last night together. So we will have dinner together at one of the restaurants. And then the next day, because everybody's flight schedules will probably be different, we'll have breakfast and then check out of the resort. Some people might be leaving at like 2 p.m. So usually you can stay at the resort until like a late checkout, like 11 or 12 p.m. So you can enjoy the resort until then. And yeah, so that is our itinerary. So here's a map of the resort. So if you see this little portion that says Secrets, Impressions, Moche, include that for a second. This entire box is Secrets Moche. Now, Secrets Impression Moche is like a step above where we are. It just has additional restaurants, additional pools, additional suites that are a little bit, I don't want to say more luxury, they just have more amenities. So, but they are separate, but the same. So, Impressions Moche can come and use our pools. We cannot use Impression Moche, if that makes sense. So as you can see, there are tons of pools. There are pickleball and tennis courts over here. This is the rooftop bar, which is important later. These are swim up suites. Um, and yeah, the most of the entertainment is around this area. This is a massive, massive pool. Like it almost feels like a mini ocean itself. It's so cool. And then you have your beachfront pool as well. The beach is beautiful, long, walk it. It's kind of unique with little, you'll see a video later with little like cutouts and stuff. So that is the resort. Food. Okay. Some of you may know that I have food allergies, like some weird ones too. Secrets resorts do food allergies so well. Like I have not had an allergic reaction at a Secrets resort, and I'm allergic to shellfish and seafood, so it's very easy for someone to do that. Um, so their food is incredible. If you are vegan, gluten-free, what's the one with that they only eat fish? Anyway, whatever your dietary needs are, they really do a good job of accommodating. Um, Now, because I have a shellfish seafood allergy, I'm not gonna have like the final dinner at the seafood place. It's gonna be probably at the Mexican or Italian, I don't know where yet. But I want you to experience the seafood. So for one dinner, like do your thing. Whoever wants to eat the seafood shellfish, like you guys will have a reservation for that night and go there, and I'll just go somewhere else. I'm totally used to it. I travel with people that love doing the seafood and shellfish all the time. So, but this food literally like makes me cry when I eat it. And so it's such a foodie place. So here's some beautiful pictures. You can get this, it's like a floating breakfast. It is additional, but it is very unique and very for the gram. So next we're getting into, okay, well, we're going to this resort. Where do I stay? There are two room categories, preferred club and then regular suites. So here is the difference between the two. Regular suites are all inclusive. It just like a regular, they have all of the regular pools you can go to, the common areas you can go to. It's just your basic resort experience. Now, preferred club, you have upgraded amenities, you have premium locations. Well, I'll talk about because I'm a visual person. We'll talk about that a little bit later. For your rooms, you have exclusive 24/7 lounge. So if you need snacks at like 2 in the morning, there's a place for you to go get them. If like restaurants are closed and there's nowhere to like get food, that's where the 24/7 lounge is. And you always have somebody there, always somebody answering questions. Like it's very, very convenient. You do have some specific designated areas throughout the resort. There is a special place like on the beach. There's other special places that say like preferred club only. And then the most important thing, at least in my opinion, is the exclusive rooftop pool, bar, and restaurant. Those three are not available to regular suites. It is only preferred club. So even if you have a friend and you want to be like a plus one, nope, you have to be preferred club. So here are some room prices. Now, first of all, here on the right side is the rooftop pool where my mouse is. And then this is like the restaurant. Well, the restaurant's actually right here. And yeah, so this is the rooftop area that I'm talking about that is preferred club. The views are insane. Okay. So these prices, and there's better price breakdowns in the next few slides. But you can kind of get the range. So the only suite that allows three people in it is the junior suite tropical two beds. So this 1,376 is for three people in the room. Um, and then the higher price is usually for a single occupancy, so only one person. So if you get down here into the ocean view rooms, you might as well start getting and looking at the preferred club because those pricing, it's not that far off and you get so much more included in it. Now, preferred club is only one and two people in the room. And so basically that price is if you have One person, it's double the cost. If you have two people, it's half the cost. So that is how that is. The pricing is per person. So this is what the junior suite tropical looks like. Now this is the king bed. So if you have the two queen beds, it would obviously have two queen beds here instead. You have a beautiful sitting area, an outdoor seating area on the terrace. But look, there's all trees and shrubs, no view. That is your view. You're looking at plants. Beautiful plants, but you're looking at plants. Here's what the bathroom looks like. You have a shower, double sinks, beautiful interiors. It is very spacious. Now you have the junior suite ocean view. Now the difference between we talked about tropical view, you don't see the water. Ocean view, even if you see a super tiny little sliver of the ocean, they call that the ocean view. If you can see a tiny speck of blue, that's ocean view. It is not ocean front. You're not going to wake up and be like, "Oh, boom, here's the water. Yay." No. So ocean view, if you see a tiny slice of blue, that is ocean view. Now, some ocean view, especially the preferred club, has better ocean view or more water view in their rooms. But some people think ocean view, they're going to wake up and there's the ocean. That's not the case. That goes for all resorts actually. So that is the ocean view. Basically, the difference between this and the tropical view is just the view. Now, this is a really cool one. So this is preferred club. So you get those extra amenities, you get the rooftop pool. The swim out. So this is your own private swim out. Now, most swim outs don't have like a view in general. So you have that tropical view, but you have your own private pool. And again, pretty much same layout as the other rooms except for this private pool. And it's a lot further from the beach than the other room categories. So if that is important to you, that's to, to be noted. Preferred Club Superior Junior Suite Ocean View. So yes, this picture shows a lot more ocean, but I would not 100% trust that because it says ocean view. But it is preferred club, so it could be because they have premium locations. So just keep that in mind. Here you have a soaking tub on the balcony. You have two sun loungers, and you have this beautiful seating area where you can have breakfast. This one has a really cool tub in the bathroom too. So that is different from the other room categories. Preferred Club Junior Suite Oceanfront. Now, oceanfront, that is open up the windows. Here's the water. Now look at the difference between the waters. You are up front and center, okay? Um, Same basically room as the last one, except the view is going to be better. You're going to open up and there is the water. Preferred Club Paramount Suite Ocean View. Okay, this is the highest room category that they gave us for our special group pricing. Um, First of all, look at this bathroom. Beautiful. That is a tub, by the way. Like it is massive, this room. This outdoor space. Yes, this is the outdoor space. This is like seven balconies of the other ones. So you have a sitting area, living room. You have this outdoor area as well. You have a plunge pool with incredible views. Like look at these views. Absolutely insane. And then you have basically a full couch in this area for the bedroom. So that is the Paramount Suite. Additional costs. So right now, those costs were only for the room. Those are the special group pricing that we have. It is discounted pricing. You cannot get that pricing anywhere else, only through me. Now, things to note, travel insurance. I highly, highly, highly recommend it, especially with everything going on in the world. I personally never travel without it. Now, it usually ranges between $50 and $300. A lot of things go into that cost, how old you are, where you live, where you're going, and the cost of your trip. So someone who everything else is the same. If we take two people, everything else is the same. One person has a lead-in room category, which is that regular junior suite tropical view. And if somebody does the Paramount, the last one we saw, they're going to be paying more in travel insurance than the other one because their cost of their trip is higher. Excursions. So going to Fifth Avenue, it ranges between 50 and 100. That totally depends on you and your spending and what you want to do. But that's kind of on average for that day. I like to also aim higher so that expectations are better when it comes out less. Other excursions, they range about 200. Now there is a lot of range with that. If everybody goes, that cost will definitely be lower. But if a few people go on the excursion, it's about that cost. Um, Flights. So I just did a quote for flights out of Grand Rapids to Cancun. And depending on your airline, it ranged between 350 and 700. Now, airline, I say it's the big three. It's the American, United, and Delta. So, actually, Delta was closer to the 400 range, which was really nice because I'm Delta loyal. Transfers, that depends on if you're doing private or shared. If you do a private transfer, it is just you and your party, whoever you're traveling with, and you're going straight to your resort. If you do a shared one, now, okay, I'll explain that in a second. If you do a shared transfer, you could have people from other resorts with you. You could have to wait up to an hour to have people's flights come in. So shared, you have to have more patience, but they can be less expensive to help with the budget. Now, if our whole group is coming in and there's like, I don't know, 10 of us, then we can get a shared transfer, but it's private to us, if that makes sense. So it's basically like a group. So you get the shared pricing. Tips and other costs. This is so yes, it's an all-inclusive, but it is encouraged to have like a couple dollars in for the breakfast for tips, a couple dollars in the room for housekeeping, like $5 for drivers. If you have excursions, normally you tip about 10 to 20% for those, depending on your experience. Um, and at restaurants, it's not required, but it is recommended to do like five, maybe $10 at dinner. Sometimes what I like to do is I just go up to like the bar and I slip them a 10 and they take care of you. So you start off with it and they take care of you. Um, there's also golf, spa, and like a few other resort activities that you can do that are at an additional cost. Golf is at a discounted price though, so that is fun. Resort activities. First of all, this is a picture of the hydrotherapy in the spa. So hydrotherapy is like all that powerful water that like massages you and stuff. They have seven pools, three man-made cenotes. Cenotes are those like cave-like pools. The rooftop pool, there's beach and pool volleyball, which I will be at because that is my favorite. They have snorkeling you can sign up for. This is all included, by the way. Snorkeling, bike tours, archery, paddleboard, tennis. You can sign up for classes like they teach you how to make like cocktails and then there's like certain dances that you can do. Windsurfing, beach yoga, there's musical performances. That's like the night performances that I talked about earlier. And the shows. Now they do, you can get certified for scuba diving. I spelled scuba wrong. That's okay. Um, everybody makes mistakes. But yeah, so you can scuba dive, deep sea fishing, and cat and do like catamaran excursions, but those are going to be at an extra cost. That's why they have the asterisk. A timeline. So today is November 10. That is the webinar. Full payment is due November 13. If you have a problem with that, please reach out to me personally. I may be able to make something work. Okay. So, but we would like to get all of this booked in a week because it is past our dates already. So November 13th, we would like to have everybody committed. January 8th is about 2 weeks before the trip. You get final documents sent to you, maybe a little goodie from me. January 15th, I'll just do a quick Q&A for anybody who might be, a little bit nervous for the trip or like, oh my gosh, am I forgetting something? So I'll do a webinar on the 15th. The first day of the trip is January 22. The last day is the 26th. And then I'll send out a survey on the trip about where you want to go next because this is going to be a yearly thing. And then we will announce where the next trip is going. So some common questions. Do I need to be a millennial? We kind of talked about that. More millennial mindset. If you have a travel buddy or a spouse or somebody that you want to come and are not a millennial, which is 1981 to 1996, bring them. It's fine. They can come. I'd rather have you come with somebody that you want to than be like, oh, sorry, you're not a millennial. As long as they have that millennial mindset, that's important. Can I stay longer or come earlier? Yes, you can. Work with me on that. Um, there's a high chance that you will still get the discounted rate, but it is as long as availability is there. So you have to work with me on that. I have to go back and forth with the resort and my consortia, or not consortia, supplier. So we'll figure it out. I'll let you know. What if I just want to chill? You can do everything in the itinerary. You can do nothing in the itinerary. You can make it how you want it. Do I have to do everything on the itinerary? Well, okay, I answered my own question. Can I share a room with somebody? Yes. So if you don't know anybody and you still want to share a room because you want to kind of help with the budget on that, there is a form that you fill out. And in the form, it will ask if you want to share a room and who. If you don't have anybody, you put in there that you don't know anybody. I will see that and I will reach out to the people who have said that as well, who are also looking for a roommate, see if you guys are roommate compatible and go from there. So yes, you can share a room with a stranger or with somebody that you know. Do I need a passport? Yes, you need a passport book, not a passport card. You will not be able to fly with a passport card. You need a passport book. You also need to have your passport valid for 6 months after the last day we travel. So if January 26th is the last day of your travel, it has to be valid until at least January, February, March, April, May, June 26th of 2026. If you need help with that process, let me know. I advise people all the time about it. Do you collect payment? I do not collect payment. I collect your credit card information. I never hold your money. I only put your credit card towards my supplier's bookings. So I just need a credit card information from you. I put it in our secure system and we are good to go. Requirements. You need a passport. There is a visit tax. It's just a fee that you have to pay to enter Mexico. There's a one and only website that you can do it, so all others are scam. You pay it, it's about 40 US dollars, maybe a little bit less. They raised it recently, so I can't remember the exact amount, but it's around there. And then you screenshot the QR code at the end, and when they ask for it at the airport, you show them, they say, great, have a great time. I would like everybody to go to the white party, the last night dinner. Pack your patience because sometimes travel can be wild and we're here for the ride. And we're also here to have fun. So, some technology that we are going to be using. I have my clients download a travel itinerary app called Travify. Well, it's called Trip Plans on your end. And so what it will do is here on the left, it has day by day breakdowns. So you click the day and then it tells you you have to be here at this point, information vouchers, there's tip recommendations, currency information, literally anything you need is in here. This is what the mobile version looks like. Very easy to navigate. Love it. So we are also going to start a WhatsApp group chat. The purpose of this, number one, is to share photos and videos between iPhones and Androids. It is the best way to do it, hands down. It can also share videos over a minute long. Okay, you guys might not care about that, but I do. Um, and then also your transfer drivers usually use WhatsApp to communicate. So I want you to have that app all ready so that they can communicate with you. Same with excursions. We will also have a photo circle. All these are free, by the way. We will also have a photo circle where we can share photos and videos. Again, photo circle only has up to a minute in it. So that's why I love WhatsApp also. But in case you don't want to have 10 million things in the WhatsApp group chat, I do prefer you to put it in photo circle first. And then if it's having an issue, then you can put it in WhatsApp. And we'll also have a private Facebook page. The one that is the most important is the travel itinerary app and then WhatsApp group chat. The other two, okay, whatever, it's not a requirement, but the first two really are. Additional options. So you can do additional dates. You can do different excursions. This is a cenote, by the way, the picture in Mexico. You can do your own thing. You can switch around the itinerary and you can share rooms. So kind of went over all of that already. But that's kind of like the options to the itinerary and the trip. Oh, I forgot to put restaurant photos in here. Anyway, the restaurants do not look like that. But they have 7 restaurants. 2 are located on the beach. There's one buffet, one grill, one cafe. The cafe is really cute. And they also have 24-hour dining options, room service also. And then here's a few of the types of cuisine that they have. So pretty typical for an all-inclusive. This picture is not loading. Okay, that's supposed to be a picture of a suitcase. Anyway, what to pack? So dress code, the casual is, your typical resort, like dresses, sh like cute shoes. Sometimes I don't always recommend heels. Like only bring one pair of heels. You really don't need a ton of heels. Um, Formal men usually have to have closed-toed shoes. That was really hard to say. Button-ups, usually no jeans. Sometimes you can get away with like nicer jeans. Women, they do suggest like dresses and just not like you just came off of the beach or the pool type outfits. You'll need a white outfit, obviously a bathing suit, passport. I do recommend water shoes, especially if we don't know what excursion we're doing right now. I love water shoes. You never have to worry about it. Okay. And it really stinks if you hurt your foot on something. Yeah, I love water shoes. Okay. And then you need, if you're going out in Playa del Carmen, the Fifth Avenue, you're gonna want like a going out outfit. That also is kind of comparable to dinner, but dinner, everybody kind of dresses up for the nightclub. So think like Mykonos outfits. There's a couple outfits in the videos I'll play at the end that kind of give that vibe as well. You're in the jungle, bring bug spray. A portable charger, especially on those days with excursions, the heat just kills your battery on your phone. Hat and sunglasses, and then reef safe sunscreen. That is super, super important. Especially if we go on a catamaran, sometimes they don't let you put sunscreen on, like if it's like after time because it's gonna go into the water. So you want to make sure that you have the reef safe kind because then they will let you do that. If you need some options, I have some. So like I have things that you can get that are reef safe. Okay, this one came through. That's great. Excursions. So these are some really popular ones. This is Chichen Itza, which is the Mayan pyramid, and it's like the one of the UNESCO World Heritage. It's incredible, like absolutely incredible. It's not Tulum, the city, but it's very near Tulum. These are some ruins in Tulum, and then this is a cenote. Um, so for excursions, once we know everybody that's going, everybody's solidified, we'll talk as a group about excursions, who is most interested in what, and then we'll kind of figure that out a little bit more. Again, like I said, the more people that go to one thing, the less money it is. So that does help. If we all want to go one place, that is going to be fantastic. But if not, we can always customize. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. This is your first trip, your first millennial group trip. Like, it's going to be such a great experience moving forward. And I'm very excited about it. And I'm excited to be starting these travel with me trips because I think everybody is excited about them. It's just that first step that you got to take. And then you're just going to have a great time after that. So the next steps, you are going to fill out the millennial form with your details. That is the main important thing. It's a Google form. Next, after you've done that, you will call, text, or email me to give me your payment information for which room category you want, because that is the most important thing for us to do right now is reserve those rooms. Um, and then after we have that room category secured, all good to go, then we can work on the rest of the trip, which the next one would be your flights and transfers. And then we'll talk excursions. So that will be the next step. And then after that, you will make all your payments, you'll receive travel documents, and then we'll have our last meeting. And then we get to travel and have a great trip. So here are some QR codes that you are going to want to take a picture of, click the links, the website trip info. Wow, I said that very opposite. Mexico trip info website. That is the most important one. That one leads you at the bottom of the page. That is the form that you have to fill out to reserve your room and to do everything else. So that is the starting point. So that first one is the most important one. The next one, the Millennial Facebook group. I have a group on Facebook that is only for millennials. Talks everything millennials, trips about millennials, travel about millennials. This trip event is on there. It should also have that form, but I would refer to the first, the website, my website, as the best one to find that form. If you need me to send you the form, let me know. I'll send you the form, immediately. I also have a private Facebook group on Facebook. That is basically like everybody gets the first to know there. Black Friday deals are already coming into my inbox. I've already posted a lot in there about those. So they are the first people to know about that. So if you want to be the first to know about anything, uh, scan that QR code. That would be very important. Excuse me. My throat is dry. So now I am going to exit. Oh, where is my Zoom? Hold on. I always struggle to find where Zoom went. Well, yeah, okay. Hopefully this will bring me back. Oh my gosh. Oh, here's my chat. Okay. All right. Laureen, what do you mean by is that per day? Was that, let me think, 718? Not sure what question you're asking about is that per day. I'm assuming it's some kind of cost. Um, oh, we have one more. Oh, the price I saw per day or for the whole trip. So if you go back to the room categories, that was for the whole trip. That was not per night. That was all for January 22 to January 26. So that's what that cost is. Um, After the Fifth Avenue dinner, if someone doesn't want to go to the club, will you have some sort of guide to get people back to the resort? Yes, we will have. So we will have a driver bring us from the resort to Playa del Carmen because we're like a 10-minute drive from there. We have his phone number, he or her. And so when you're ready to go, we will gather everybody who wants to go back to the resort and doesn't want to go to the club, and they will go as a group together. I also like sharing locations with people. So if you're comfortable with sharing your location with me, I will track you. But the drivers that I use are vetted. They have contracts, like they're good. What year range is a millennial? Yes, it is 1981 to 1996. Yes, pack your patience is a favorite quote. Yes. That is what we say on a daily basis as travel agents. Like you just, if you're calm and kind, the world is more kind and calm to you. So, people are more willing to help you when you're calm and kind. Okay, so I don't think that's any more questions. Thanks for coming to my webinar. I think that is the last slide. Oh, I just have this slide. Wow, none of my Wi-Fi must be struggling. So that's my website, CassidyRobinsonTravel.com. All my social media handles are the same, Cassidy Robinson Travel. So thank you for coming to the webinar. Oh, I was told I froze a couple times. Yeah, probably my Wi-Fi. Very sorry. I'm in Turks and Caicos. Not sorry, but because it's beautiful. Anyway, so if you have questions, let me know. Fill out the form, fill out the form, fill out the form. And then we will go from there and we'll have a great time. So thanks for coming. I'm going to stop sharing my screen, which I think is my face anyway. Um, and yeah, so let's have a good time in Mexico. I almost said Turks and Caicos, but Mexico. All right, see ya.